Hey everybody, it's ICL back with another video. This isn't going to be like my old videos. It's just going to be me just speaking. I don't have the time to put together a whole video on this, but Josh is hot right now, and there's a lot of people who are new to Josh, don't know a whole lot about him, and want to know more about him. I've known Josh since 2016. I don't know if anybody else that's known Josh that long is even still around. But yeah, I've known Josh for coming up on almost 10 years. Like, I kind of feel like Paul Zigo, Drunken Peasants era, where he was following Brett Keane for years and years and years and years and years. And that just gave everything new perspective because it was like pre-Drunken Peasants. Brett Keane was this presence on YouTube, and he was doing all of this shit like before, and then it still unfolded into this big thing that was crazy. So to give people more background, I'm making this video. I guess we'll just kind of start at the beginning. So when I first met Josh, it was June of 2016, July of 2016. I made the video in August of 2016. And back then, Josh was a much more confident individual, but he was also not fully developed mentally. I think don't quote me on this, but males don't fully develop their brain until 25, which is why we're so fucking stupid. So I think back then the issues that he has now weren't as bad. So he would make videos. They weren't good, but like he'd point his camera at the ground outside of his house and he would just talk about shit. He would talk about his thoughts on things. Back then, he was in the middle of a drama war with another person named That Darn Tranny, and that person was in the middle of trying to transition from, I think it was male to female. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, it was so long ago, I don't even know if they're even still on YouTube anymore. I don't know. But Josh made a video where he was just like, no, you can't be transgender because you're biologically this other thing, which is an incredibly fucking dumb argument because it doesn't affect you. I don't give a shit whether tomorrow you want to be fucking Scooby-Doo. It doesn't change my life in the fucking slightest. It doesn't matter. Life on this rock fucking sucks. Why in the world would I want to make somebody else's existence just fucking shitty? And not to say that there aren't like issues with being trans. There's hot topics and things that we still don't really understand. We don't really know where to stand yet. Sports is a good kind of section with that, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, at the end of the day, Josh was like, no, you can't be trans. And now he, like, fast forward 8 years, now it's okay to be trans because Josh says he's trans. But yeah, back then, that's the shit he would do. He'd make videos and then like almost immediately contradict himself. He made like a whole video about how like AIU shouldn't dox because that's wrong. And then he made another video where he was like, well, doxing isn't bad because it's all public information. And then so the video, it's like I fucking just like did a half-assed dox on him and then like redacted a lot of it. And then he was just like, oh yeah, I can see how doxing would be bad. And then that all kind of came to a head in 2018 because I stumbled on him again. And this time he was on a podcast called Keepercast with a guy named Topher and a guy, and Topher, his real name's like Christopher Harrington or something. Christopher Harrison. I can't remember. But anyway, doesn't matter. He hopped on this podcast that was shock jock humor. This Topher guy would gather around some of the weirdest and craziest people, and then he would run this podcast where he would make them do like weird, stupid shit. So, like, for example, Josh, he made him make a giant fucking sandwich with like a gallon of mustard on it and made him eat it. And there was another one where he had him chug Mountain Dew. Both times he threw up on his keyboard. In that podcast, I also watched Josh piss himself, shit in the closet, piss in the closet. Back then, his room was full of flies. 2018, still full of flies. Not as bad as it is now, but yeah, He's been doing this shit since at least 2017, 2018. Also back in 2018, it was revealed that I think he masturbated to like Barbara Bush or something like that. On camera. On camera too. Fucking crazy. And he would do all these crazy things and like fuck with his family too. Like he would shave a slice off his fucking head knowing that and who knows if this was even true, but he claimed that like they had family pictures later that day, and then he just fucking gave himself this terrible ass haircut. And then he went and he was like, "All right, what's up?" And then they were like, "What the fuck did you do? Why? Why did you do that?" And they were all pissed at him. So, yeah, but that was 2018 was the first time I started to realize that like something was not mentally right with Josh. It was also revealed that he admitted to this too, and he would go back on this now and say, "Oh, it was just a joke." No, he legitimately was like about to not graduate high school because of his attendance and shit like that. He legitimately almost did not graduate high school because of his just negligence. He would shit his pants to go home, to leave school. And then in that podcast, there was like this doxer guy that would hang around them, and like he figured out like the school counselor, and they contacted the school and and told them that. And so he had a meeting with his principal or the counselor, talking like, "Do you really shit your pants so you can go home?" And he's like, "No, it's just a misconception." Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. But yeah. But that Keepercast podcast is insane. He'd piss on his face. He did all this fucking shit. And like Topher did nothing but show people that Josh is fucking flaky as fuck. They made him say, well, I guess I shouldn't say made him say, because he had a choice to fucking do this. Josh was supposed to be on the show that night. He had a schedule that he was supposed to be following. And he would do this shit all the time. Like he would tell you he's tired, he would tell you that he's busy or something came up, some bullshit excuse to get out of doing whatever, shit he planned with you. And then he would go do something else. And in this case, he was supposed to be on Keepercast, but instead of doing Keepercast, he joined a live stream debate with this guy named Owen. And they caught him. They caught him in this, and like, I think it's even shown in my video, and I think there's other videos that show this also. But Josh gets caught. They enter the call. They call Owen the N-word. Then later on, like, Josh apologized to Owen for, getting him in that fucking situation. And then the Keepercast guys were like, "Okay, call him the N-word." And so he called him the N-word. And it was like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's funny, the minute the heat started getting on Keepercast, and like how kind of like, I have nothing against like shock humor. If you want to piss in your closet, I don't really give a fuck. But like when it starts crossing the threshold of like, all right, now you're kind of being racist intentionally to piss people off for no reason. Otherwise, Topher seemed like an incredibly reasonable and incredibly nice guy. I had nothing really super against him. I was going to make a video on Keepercast, but then I just decided not to because I just didn't give it enough of a shit at the end of the day. The joke kind of became around that time that, oh, if you wanted Josh to give a shit about what if you wanted to control Josh, buy him something. That was a big joke back then, because Topher would buy him shit in exchange for his appearance on the show, or buy him shit in exchange for doing this or that or other shit. So, that was kind of a little bit of, about him back then. But I would talk to Josh every once in a while, and a lot of it's like, here, let me pull up my Twitter real quick. A lot of it's just like kind of virtue singling each other. So like, when did I make that last video? 2018. I don't think a year has gone by. I haven't at least talked to Josh 6 times in the year. Yeah. So on this account, um, let's see, 2022, he just randomly out of nowhere in September 2022. Sorry if it said you were blocked. Was trying to block one of the Keepercast guys. It didn't say you were, just wanted to let you know. And I was like, that's great, man. Keep it up for real. Standing up for yourself and disassociating is really going to help you. But all good, bro. And then, a couple days later go by. Hey, want to join a stream and have a chill talk on the Josso show? And I was busy that day, so I couldn't do it. And then he made a video inspired by me, but I think he deleted it. And that's the other thing about Josh. Anything that he posts is that you think is gold, download it immediately. Doesn't matter. Screen record it, do whatever you want, catalog it, put it on the internet. He thinks that like, oh, if I delete it, it'll just go away forever. But you know how much shit from Josh is sitting on my goddamn hard drive? Like from the old days? I probably have some of that old Keepercast still around. I'll probably re-upload that on another channel if people are interested. I won't upload it on this channel because I don't know if Topher will flag it down. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Anyway, that I thought it was just really interesting that he thinks after all these years that people aren't just downloading his shit immediately. So for those of you who are new, he deletes stuff really quick, and a lot of the stuff that he's in gets banned very quick. So delete or download everything that you can if you want to hold on to it for later. But anyway, I told him, I was like, yeah, that's rad, dude. Definitely got my old video vibes. That's awesome. Anyway, I messaged him again in October. How's it going, dude? And then I messaged him a day later. Been all right, man? And then on the 6th, hope you're not slipping, man. I'm wishing the best for you. Like, I've been nothing but nice to him since 2018. Like, I've tried to be his friend, and I've tried to explain to him, like, hanging around these people is just not good for your mental health. Like, clean your fucking room and just focus on you. Make the shit that you like making. Make your food reviews. Make your fucking rap music that's not great. Just fucking do YouTube and just, people are going to fuck on you. That's just the reality of who you are. You're a lolcow. But if you're going to be a guy on the internet and you're wanting to have this, like, persona, be prepared. You're going to fucking be fucked on. But anyway, he replies back like a week later. Hey, been all right. Just reset my computer, so I didn't have email for this. I had it on my phone, though. Just saw the last message. How have you been? And, I'm like, yeah, I've been all right. And he's just talking about, just been working on my YouTube channel. Just need to find something to food review. I was like, sweet. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on your channel in case you posted to it. I hope you're doing well. And then fast forward to, what is this, last year? Yeah, he tells me again, hey, I'm glad I left those guys just now. I'll be honest, I didn't stay strong, but I gotta. I was like, just gotta keep pushing, man. It'll help you in the long run. And then, let's see, February. Yo, I'm glad I left them. I only talk with Topher. March. I respond back to that message because I'm not super active on Twitter. I've been all right, just super busy lately more than usual. Hope you're well. This December, last month, he messages me on Christmas. He goes, yo. And I was like, how you been? Happy holidays. And he's like, good, I blocked Topher. You were right. Not doing it because of your comment, but because I need to unfriend him. And he's referencing a comment to a video that was posted to a channel that was like Josh trying to convince his grandma that like drunk driving was okay, I think. I don't remember, to be quite honest. But anyway, Yeah, not doing it because of your comment, but because I need to unfriend them. Also, I don't mind you having the videos of me public. Not that I have control over it, but it might be necessary for people to know my history, but I haven't wanted to do the page for a while. And so at this point, I was like, Page, what the fuck is he talking about? And he's like, I might make a video with my Josoman channel explaining that I'm done with the Instagram stuff or I just move on. Anyway, how you been? I was like, are you still doing podcast stuff with Topher? I saw you were doing something with Devin Sweeney because at this point, I was doing some investigating. I'm like, what the fuck is going on that I don't know about? Normally, I'm pretty on top of this stuff. And that's when I stumbled on the FosterHomeOrgy account, and it seemed very owned by Devin Sweeney, but I couldn't prove it. I didn't know for sure. But anyway, he was like, no podcast. I just told Topher I'm quitting, and it's my final decision. And at the end of the day, I need to start doing things for me. I was on a page with Devin Sweeney, but Topher owned it. I hated it at the end. Joined because I thought it was just going to be simple videos, but with him, I should have known it wasn't going to be that. Keepercast stopped in 2019. And so I reply back, and this was on the 5th. So this was like, I'm recording this on the 12th of January. So this was, 7 days ago. I just told him, I was like, sorry for the delay in reply. Okay, that makes more sense. So Topher more or less is just a background guy now. And that's kind of what I always kind of thought is like, I never thought like Topher would just quit because that's his whole thing. I don't know where the fuck he has a good job. That's all I know is he's got a good job where he can afford to pay these guys to make content for his pages that he runs. And so he's more or less just being a background guy now. So and Topher's running this profile. But I told him I was like, I hope you stick with it, man. This shit can't be healthy, but all good. About the single messages, that doesn't bother. And I've had more conversations with Josh than that because he uses like 2 or 3 different Twitter accounts. And then like every once in a while, I'm either blocked or he deletes those profiles temporarily or permanently. And then I can't see those messages. But those are the ones that I could see. But yeah, Josh, I hope he gets better because the shit that I saw on that FosterHomeOrgy page, like that's Josh in 2018 times like a million. Like it's unbelievable. Like he did that shit back then, and even prior to Keepercast, he would do that shit. And Topher would always say like, "Well, Josh, like I don't ever ask Josh to like piss on his face. He just does it." So a lot of it is perpetuated by Josh. Josh chooses to live like that. No one's paying him money to live with. Well, I should rephrase that. He is getting paid money from Topher, I'm sure, to make that content. But he lives like that. Even when like Keepercast wasn't running, he says that Keepercast stopped in 2019. There's a gap of how many years? At least 3 years between that and then the FosterHomeOrgy account. I don't know how long that one's been running. We're talking about like he had flies in his room for 3 years. He had shit in his room for 3 years. He had shit on his chair for 3 years. Puke on his fucking desk and keyboard and his computer and shit. 3 years. I don't believe that he stopped making content like that for 3 years, but regardless, he lived like that. He's lived like that since at least 2017. That's a long fucking time to be doing that shit. And it's insane to like watch Josh in 2016. If you watch my video, which has a lot of his old videos in it, you'll notice he talks differently. He talks confidently. He was a much more confident person, even though he was very contradictory and very like bipolar back then. It wasn't as bad as it is now. And it's insane to me and then you watch the 2018 video where it's got clips from him, and he's just like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just like, I said I was going to bed, but I was like just super fucking nervous. I had a conversation with him face to face. I don't remember if it was before or after that video. I think it was after. We had a private conversation where I was like, this is like, clearly you have issues. These people are not better for you mentally. I don't know. He's a very odd person and makes very odd decisions for no apparent reason. It just really sucks, like, seeing where he's at now. And it's a great time to be a Josh fan. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably some of the best content he's ever put out, as far as like shock humor, if that's what you're into. So now's the time to be the Josh fan. It sucks though. Like, I want nothing but the better for him. I want him to get the help that he needs. I would love him to, like, I have a friend who has schizophrenia too. I don't know if he's bipolar or not, but I know he has depression, anxiety, and he lives a very fucking normal life. He lives on his own. He has a job, has a beautiful girlfriend. Like, he's successful. So people with schizophrenia, like, not saying that there aren't degrees to it that make it harder to live a normal life, but I do fully believe if he were to get the help that he needs, and I mean, maybe a lot of it just depends on his family's health care. I don't know. And I don't know what all, like, I know he's taking medication for that stuff. Whether he's consistent with it, I don't know. He's been like this for so long. I just don't see a path where this ends well. I just don't. I think he's going to be like this forever. I think he's just going to be wallowing in obscurity forever. Josoman the clown. Like, he literally is, like, it's so funny. Like, just thinking about it, like, I've known him for so long. Like, I coined the term Josoman the clown, way back then. He basically is a clown now. He does shit for, like, oh, that's funny. Like, he's shit in his closet. That's hilarious. He's a different kind of clown. He's like a grotesque, like, I don't even know if I would call him a Joker, because at least Joker is fucking cool and does crazy shit. He's like a Dollar Tree Joker. He's just like discount Joker. Like, he's doing off the wall shit, but not like cool Dark Knight kind of shit. He's just doing shit that fucking gross and fucking strange. It's one thing if you want to live like that and never like show anybody how you live and what you do, but I don't know. It's something else entirely. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of kind of what's going on and all of that. But yeah, he was on this FosterHomeOrgy account with those with two other guys. I think it was Uncle Ron and Devin Sweeney. All I can gather from that, without like killing myself, trying to figure out more about it, is that Topher from Keepercast is still around, still doing stuff, and that he ran this account up until a few days ago or earlier this week when it got banned or deleted or what. I don't know. But there's a lot of people on Reddit, a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on other social media platforms that are just like, who is this guy? And like, it's insane. Like, this is the first time I've ever seen like Josh. Well, I guess not the first time, because I've seen him go viral before. Like, I've seen him on Reddit go viral for certain things, and different Facebook groups go viral prior. But like, this is the most viral that I'd ever seen him. Like, it was funny, before Josh had messaged me, I stumbled on that video of Josh like showing his room on Facebook. Somebody shared it in a group that I'm in. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what group it was, but anyway, somebody posted it and it had like 60K likes and like a shit ton of shares. and like a bajillion comments, and like all the comments were like, who is this guy? Like, I can't help but give it to Josh. I guess it's like you finally are the recognition that you wanted. You got the YouTube fame that you wanted, or the social media fame that you wanted. So I guess I can't blame him for, finally making it in his own way. So at the end of the day, I just kind of look at it as like, Josh has the time and the resources. If he really wanted to continue living that way and really just wanted to continue making shock humor, he might as well just do that on his own fucking profile where he's profiting from it. And not to say that there's money to be made, because I think the hard thing is like to make money from that, you're definitely not getting advertisers. I mean, let's fucking be honest. And I don't think Instagram does their reel program anymore where they'll pay you to make viral reels if you're a successful account. Dude, you could sell merch super easy. Like if you got some views, if you built up an account, like I don't know if you'd be able to make that kind of same content on like Instagram or whatever, but I wonder if like, can you use one of those like just for fans? Could you use maybe not Patreon, but like some sort of equivalent where you make your shock humor and then you charge people for it and then you make the money directly? Clearly you have a fan base that just loves to follow you like I do. It wouldn't be that hard, Josh. If you're watching this video, Josh, wouldn't be that hard for you to make a platform just for fans, only fans, whatever. I don't know what allows scat porn or shit like that, but dude, people love this shit. You could easily run a very PG-13 Instagram account and not get banned. Like shit, you don't need Topher for this. You don't need Topher to manage this profile for you. All you need to do is be your chaotic self and then post on whatever content site that you pick and then charge people money to watch you shit in your closet and do fucking crazy ass shit. At least then you're making like $10 a month off of 5 or 6 people. There were people who enjoyed watching your shit just because they thought you were fucking crazy. So it might be 5 people. It might, who knows? Maybe it could be 10 or 20,000 people paying you $5 a month to watch you shit in your closet. I don't know what Topher was paying you. It would make more sense if Josh went that route. You're going to make way more money. And I mean, yeah, you're going to have to put effort into like rebuilding that fan base, but people want to see you. I've seen people on Reddit, people on Twitter asking where the FosterHomeOrgy account went. Now you can't make a FosterHomeOrgy 2 because Topher is going to come after you for that, but you could easily, like, I'm sure you have a bunch of mentally ill friends too who would be more than willing to, make content on this page. Wouldn't be that bad. And then you direct people to this other platform where you could sell that content for a cheap price. It doesn't need to be like $20 a month, but set it to like $2 a month. Something cheap that people could sign up for. So you're not a fucking, you're not, fucking Riley Reid by any means. You're not even fucking close. You have, this person that like people consider like the pinnacle of like sexy, I guess. And then you have fucking Josoman on the other side of the spectrum. So you're on a side, which I guess is good. But anyway, that's enough of this rant. If you have any questions, I'm sure there's stuff I didn't touch on or things I didn't talk about in this video. If you're interested in hearing about those things, or if you want to reach out and interview me or whatever, I know there's some people that were wanting to do like kind of documentary style kind of Josh videos. If you ever want to reach out to me, my door is open. My schedule is kind of a little fucky, but I can try and make something work. I'd be more than willing to answer any questions that at least I would know. direction of this channel, let's talk a little bit about that, and we'll just kind of wrap things up. So, I don't have time for this channel, to be quite honest. I wanted to make those privacy documentaries. That's what I wanted to do, but they're very time consuming. I think I maybe got like 75% through the preceding video that I was going to make. So this channel, maybe this is my last video. I don't know. Just kind of whatever I want to talk about, if I want to talk about it, and that's what this channel is going to be. And I appreciate anybody who's been around all these years and is still watching my shit. I'm shocked that you're still here. I hope me watching Josh for almost 10 years now has come of use to some of you, and the knowledge that I have now bestowed on you is now in your mind forever, and you are now cursed to think and watch Josh forever, wondering what the fuck he's up to now. Anyway, guys, love you very much. May or may not see you in the next one.